Alright, this is Roger with iGadgetGeek, and I have another accessory review today. This time it is for the new iPad. As you can see, here is my new iPad. It is a white 4G LTE model for AT&T. So let's go ahead and take a look at this OtterBox Defender series. Now this does retail for $90. Let me go ahead and zoom in here on the price tag. Now you can pick this up at any AT&T store or on their website. Now this does have the integrated kickstand. It's very similar to the original OtterBox Defender for the original iPad. So let's go ahead and slide it on out of here and get this packaging out of the way. Now it does have kind of a nice rubber finish on the back, and it does have the integrated stand that also works as kind of a viewing angle. It gives you multiple angles, so one for typing, and then you can raise it up and you can actually use it in a higher angle for watching videos or a slideshow or something like that. So you can see right here, works any direction. Then you just lay that flat, and it also does work as a protection for the front of your iPad. So let's go ahead and get this case apart, and we'll get our new iPad installed. Now you want to just take your time and pull this rubber gasket, or it's not really feels like silicone to me anymore. It feels more like a kind of a rubber or TPU type material. It doesn't collect lint nearly as bad as the original iPad Defender case did, but it does take a little more time to get that outer shell off, which is not a big deal because once you have it installed, you're not going to be putting it on and removing it a whole bunch of times. So just take your time, work that kind of rubber TPU material back gasket off. So you can see here it is removed, and it is more rubber than silicone. It's probably TPU or some type of material like that. Now this does have the integrated screen shield for the Apple logo and the front of your iPad. So we'll go ahead and get this apart, and we'll get the iPad installed. Now there are some tabs that you'll want to pry apart at several locations to separate this into its two pieces. It is a little trickier to get apart than iPad Defenders of the past, but just take your time, you won't have any problems. Now one thing I like to do before I install anything into a device that has a built-in screen shield, I like to take one of my cloths here and just give it a good wipe down, make sure it's clean, I don't have any lint or debris on that screen shield or anything like that. So let's go ahead and slide this on in here, and we'll get this all snapped back together and put back together, and we'll take a look at it. And as you can see, it just snaps together very similar to the way you took it apart. You'll just want to start on one side, making sure all of those tabs are actually clasped together. Just work your way around and make sure everything is seated in place. Now as you can see, once you have this all the way on, you want to go around and just make sure you've seated all of the corners along that edge. So let's go ahead and take a look around. Now see, you have a nice large cutout for your speaker. Underneath this flap is your 30-pin dock connector. On this side there is nothing except for the points where the front screen shield attaches. Now you have a cutout here for your mic and your on-off button. Now your sleep-wake button is still very responsive within this case. You can actually still feel the click, and you do get some tactile feedback. And you have a nice door for your 3.5mm headphone jack. Now on the opposite side, you have your volume up and down are covered with the TPU material. And you have another door for your rotation lock or your silent switch. Now the home button is covered, and it is too very responsive. You can actually push that and feel a little bit of tactile feedback with that. So all in all, if you're wanting a good rugged case for your brand new iPad, this new Defender series is the way to go. It is very much similar to the original Defender series for the original iPad. They went kind of a little different route when they did it for the iPad 2, and I wasn't a big fan of that Defender series case. But with this particular one for the new iPad, they have definitely hit a home run. If you are big into protection and you want to get a case that is going to give you a lot of protection for your new iPad, then this new Defender series is the way to go. Now this does retail for $90 at any AT&T store or on their website. And this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.